One of the things I wanted to share was one of the meals I'm going to make today. And I've never made it before. This is made up. Hopefully it tastes good, but I'm going to take some wild edibles, ramps or wild leeks, and stinging nettle, and I'm going to saute those up in some olive oil and butter, and then I'm going to top them on top of some sweet potatoes and also with some fresh chickweed flour. So we'll take you along for that because this time of year it's really important to start getting your nutrition back after the long, sluggish, heavy days of winter and lightening the load and starting to feel better. So this is my attempt to, to do that, and I hope it turns out well, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started with this week's video. A number of years ago, I planted some ramps or wild leeks. I don't know if you can see them over here, and very happy. They're spreading. So wild leeks or ramps have been over harvested. People are became a fad or a trend for restaurants to use them as, wild foods in their cooking, and people started going out and just digging them out of the ground and depleting their population. So you're gonna eat wild ramps, and just by cutting a leaf or like a leaf from each ramp and digging up a couple of bulbs, and the population will be fine. But if you just go and dig up all the bulbs, obviously they're gone. So don't do that.
This is the wild leek or ramp. You can see it has a burgundy type of color at the base of the stem, and it has 2 to 3 usually leaves per bulb. You don't want to confuse this with lily of the valley because that is toxic, but one way that you can always tell is by just pinching off a bit of the leaf, crushing it in your fingers, and giving it a good whiff. And if it smells like onion and garlic, you are good to go. Okay, so next I'm going to harvest some of the stinging nettles. And you'll want to wear gloves for this, unless you don't mind being stung a little bit. I ID'd this in another video, but you can see that it grows in these clusters, usually in moist areas, but I transplanted it into my garden, and it's got those distinctive stinging little stingers. Ooch, I just got one on my finger. So if you ever are unsure, just swipe your hands along the plant, and if you get stung, that's stinging nettles. You want to harvest the newest growth, so the top shoots. It would be better to harvest all of this in the morning so you have less wilting. But so this is the chickweed, and I'm going to use this as the topper for the sweet potatoes. So give you a look at what each stem looks like. It has these tiny little white flowers. I don't know how well, if that's blurry or not, but you can see there's like 4 sets of 2 petals, and that's very distinctive to this plant. This is one of the reasons I don't just cut all the weeds out of the garden. There's plenty of nutrition that grows in nature, and until I get these beds completely planted, why not leave nature's food? So this is the harvest, just a little bit. We'll use the wild leeks or the ramps and the stinging nettle. We'll saute in some olive oil and butter after the sweet potatoes are cooked, and then we will chop this up and use the leaves as a topper. So for now, I'm just going to keep these covered with a damp cloth to keep them fresh, and I'll take you to the kitchen when it's time. Pretty dark in here, so I apologize about that, but I'm just going to use a smidge of butter. This is organic salted butter. I'm going to turn the burner to, it should be medium for this stove. It's a little medium low. And a little olive oil. You see that? Sweet potatoes look done. I'm going to check though. Let it cool down. And then I'm going to add the leeks, wild leeks or ramps, and stinging nettles. And really, you're just looking for these to wilt, maybe bubble just a smidge. Has a nice onion garlicky flavor. That's about it. I'm going to take that off the heat. Okay, so I added some steamed broccoli on the side. Gotta get a mix here. Wow, that's really good. Really super good. Yummy. Mmm. Highly recommend. Oh, good. Mmm. Those ramps. I mean, I can see why it's a delicacy in, you know, finer locavore type restaurants. I mean, it's just got that garlic onion flavor. Mmm, delicious. Mmm, highly recommend. So you can see I barely used any, what did I use? 6 leaves of the ramps, and the flavor is outstanding. You don't need a ton of them, and you don't have to harvest the bulb either. You can just take a leaf and leave the bulb to proliferate into the future and provide many more delicious meals. So, thanks for watching. Bye.